Hi, welcome to Relicious Chefs, and this is Chef Stacey Dugan.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent.
Good. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to work with you.
Well, Stacey, we'd really like to find out more about you and a little bit about your biography. So what brought you to Raw Foods?
What brought me to Raw Foods? Well, let's see. I actually was working in the music industry some time ago, and I was making a lot of money, and I wanted to invest in something. So a friend of mine came and wanted to know if I would invest in his raw food cafe, and I said, yeah, of course. You know, I had never heard of raw food. I didn't know anything about it. I was vegan at the time, and I thought it was a unique concept. So this was in like 2002. About
Wow.
2002, it's a long time ago, yeah. And so we went ahead and we opened Everlasting Life Natural Foods Market in Atlanta, Georgia. And eventually one thing led to another, and I ended up being in the kitchen. You went from investor to kitchen.
Wow.
And that was fantastic, and that's when I really learned how to prepare raw foods, and I became very passionate about it.
Is that restaurant still open?
The restaurant is no longer open, but the memory, of course, is still with us, and of course with me, because that's where I honed my skills. So definitely.
Now, Chef Stacey, I've noticed from other raw chefs, your cuisine has a definite, unique Southern style to it. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I have to tell you, I love it.
I really
very
appreciate
unique,
that.
very unique.
Thank you. And you know, it's interesting because again, Everlasting Life started in Atlanta, Georgia, which is in the South. So that's where a lot of the body, the life, you know, came from that particular area. And so it was really good. You know, it was really a great experience for me. One of those life experiences and life lessons that you always take with you, and it ended up being an invaluable lesson for me.
Well, it definitely jump-started your career.
It did, definitely.
So, Chef Stacey, can you tell us about your culinary experience?
My culinary experience started at Everlasting Life. It's interesting because I learned how to prepare raw foods before I learned how to prepare vegan foods, which was really backwards because most people learn how to prepare vegan or vegetarian first. But because I had the restaurant or the cafe, I said, hey, you know, I got to learn how to make these foods. And so I learned how to prepare raw foods, and I was actually a better raw food chef than I was a vegan chef. And I wasn't even a chef at that time. I wouldn't consider myself that because I was just learning how to prepare those things. I learned from a number of people, and I also have traveled extensively around the world. So I was able to go to different places like Ghana. I lived in Ghana for 2 years. It was awesome, West Africa. I also was able to take some time and spend time in Israel, and I learned some things there. And I've traveled to Paris, and I've been to just a lot of places around the world, and all of those places I've been able to infuse the different cultures into the foods and make them very unique.
Well, you are definitely a very talented chef and unique from others.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Chef Stacey, have you ever made anything or been a personal chef for someone famous?
I actually have. It's a good question. You're a great interviewer. Actually, I have. I prepared raw foods. Well, of course, my background is in the music industry as well. And so what I wanted to do, and what I still want to do, one of my major goals is to have a personal chef service for artists and entertainers. I'm specifically in the music business because I just have this deep desire and affection and passion for the music business. And so I cooked for Erykah Badu. She was one of my clients. She was a frequent client, yes. Andre 3000 of Outkast was a client. He used to come to my cafe, actually, because in Atlanta, you know, that's where all these artists are. Common, who's from Chicago, we catered for him a couple of times. India Arie, who's another R&B singer, was another one of my clients. And so I've had quite a few, you know, clients in the music industry who've been able to sample the foods, and they were tremendous, you know, clients, always very loyal and very pleased with our services.
Wow, that's excellent. Now, today you are currently employed at the Win. Can you tell us about your experiences with that?
The experience of the Win has been just phenomenal, Mika, because it's an eye-opening experience. As you know, the Win is very top-notch, 5-star, 5
Absolutely.
diamond, hoity-toity, like I like to call it, you know. And for me, I'm just a little girl from Detroit, Michigan, who opened up a small cafe in Atlanta, Georgia, and here I am in Las Vegas at this huge hotel. And you know, I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, first of all, my experience at Wynn has been phenomenal. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. The things that I've been able to learn there, how I've been able to cultivate my skills, have just been, the chefs that I study under are just unlike any other. But in the beginning, I struggled, you know, a lot, because I didn't know anything about a big kitchen. It was my first time ever working in a kitchen that was huge. Can you imagine? I mean, we're doing plate ups, which are like, we're preparing meals for hundreds of thousands of people on a monthly basis. Some days we'll have, you know, 1,000 people. One day we had to do a party for 6,000 people. I'm used to cooking for one person, 2 people, you know, at the most. At the cafe, the most we would have is maybe 100 people walk through the door. So it was very difficult in the beginning to infuse myself with that, because I wasn't used to preparing those kinds of meals. And it became challenging, but I always love a challenge, you know, and I wanted to see it through. So yeah, definitely. And I wanted to see it through. So I've been at the Wynn for a year. I work in the catering and banquets department, and it'll be a year actually, November 8th. And I will honestly say that I am just getting into the swing of things, of how things are flowing and going, and just becoming comfortable with being there. It took me almost a year to become comfortable with everything that happens there. And now I can honestly say that, you know, I have truly enjoyed and am enjoying my experiences there, and taking what I'm learning there and applying it to vegan and specifically raw foods, and raising the awareness of vegan and raw foods, so that it just doesn't have to be this genre of food that's seen as grassroots, or seen as, you know, how they call us
you
vegans.
are definitely gourmet.
Oh, I appreciate it. I want it to be gourmet. That's
gourmet.
how it needs to be seen, as gourmet. So that's my goal. So I appreciate that.
Now your boss, Steve Wynn, I have heard that he is vegan.
He is vegan, and he's the big boss. Definitely.
Boss.
Unfortunately, I have not had the pleasure of meeting him one-on-one. I do, of course, want to meet him one-on-one. So Steve Wynn, if you're out there and you're listening, or someone knows him, please give me a call. I'm available. I'm working for you already. Been honing my skills. But the reason why I started working at the Wynn was because Steve Wynn is now a vegan. And when I found that out, I was just so happy and proud, you know, and I wanted to be associated with a place like that. And so I applied, and I was hired immediately to work in the catering and banquets and to assist with the vegan dishes that we prepare there. And so I've been doing that, you know, over the past year as well.
Now, the Wind, I understand, because Steve Wynn is vegan, has many vegetarian and vegan options at almost all restaurants, or all of them?
All of his restaurants have vegan options. And actually, if you go to any restaurant in the Wynn or Encore and you ask for Steve Wynn's menu, they'll pull out a separate menu for you.
Oh, a secret menu.
A secret menu, yes.
The secret's out.
Exactly. They'll pull it out for you. As a matter of fact, I had the pleasure the other day of going to Lakeside Grill, which is a beautiful restaurant that sits on a man-made lake that they've made at the Wynn, on Wynnside. And you sit outside, and they have shows that go on every 30 minutes, and they have a fantastic, this is not raw, but it's just a fantastic vegan clam chowder. Oh my gosh. So
I might have to go try it.
you may have to try that, yes. So at any rate, Steve Wynn is he's very passionate about the vegan diet, and I am just really proud that someone of his caliber and stature has taken the vegan way of life and veganism, so to speak, and making it, he's bringing that attention all over the world, you know, bringing it all over the world. Someone of his stature, like I said, and of his caliber can do that. So, and
expanding it to a gourmet level.
Exactly. And that's it, you know, expanding it to a gourmet level so that people from all walks of life can enjoy it. Yes.
Excellent. Now, I also understand that you have been teaching raw foods for a long time at Whole Foods and doing demos. Can you tell us about your culinary demo experience?
Absolutely. I have been teaching, what is it? Well, I would say raw foods classes at Whole Foods for about almost 2 years now. Wow. Yeah, wow. Almost 2 years. And so I started off doing, we have 4 Whole Foods locations here in Las Vegas, which is amazing. Yeah, because Vegas is not that big, but we have 4 Whole Foods locations. I was doing classes at all 4 locations, but it was becoming very tiring, especially after I started working at the Wynn. So now I'm only doing classes at the Town Square location.
Okay.
Every second Tuesday of every month. I do a class, and I'm actually going to, right now, the classes were free, but now we're going to start charging just a minimal amount for the classes, because what I'd like to do is start giving back to the Las Vegas community. And specifically, we want to start giving back to a wonderful place, and I'm sure you've heard of it before. It's called Tonopah Community Gardens.
Yes.
It's the first community garden here in Las Vegas, started by my dear friend, a beautiful woman named Rosalind Brooks. And so I want to continue to support her. Whole Foods has also supported her. They're very familiar with her. So
they have everything,
oh
including goats.
Yes, everything. They have everything, and they are just phenomenal what they're doing for the community, raising awareness on growing foods and your own foods, and they're very health conscious, of course. And so I want to be able to give back in that way. So all the proceeds that we get from the classes now will go directly to support and expand Tonopah Community Gardens.
How would you like to further your career? What are your goals?
There are a lot of things that I want to do. We always have so many passions and things that we love, but ultimately, the first thing I want to do is put out my website, definitely. If anybody, website, chefstaceydugan.com. That's www.chefstaceydugan.com. It should be flashing across your screen right now. Go ahead and go to the website, definitely. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, all of those good things. Also, I want to finish my first raw cookbook. Well, we don't say raw book, my raw cookbook, so to speak. I do want to finish that. I've been working on it for years. It's been inside me for years, and I just want to get that out and go ahead and get published. And also, I really want to do television. I love the Rachel Rays and the Emeralds and the Barefoot Contessas and the Giadas, all those people, and the Guy Fieri, the people who are on the Food Network channel. I like that. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy being in front of the camera. And I want to give people a different perspective on gourmet, vegan, and raw foods. So eventually, I'd like to be on the Food Network channel, the cooking channel, or own Oprah's channel. Oprah, if you're out there, I'm here. I'm ready to do my own cooking show. You can Facebook me, Chef Stacey Dugan. You can tweet me, Oprah, Chef Stacey D. Oh, I would love that though. That's the ultimate goal, is to be able to reach people around the world through cooking and through TV.
I have absolute confidence all of your dreams will become reality.
I appreciate that, definitely. And with great people like you continuing to crusade for vegan, raw food cooking, we're going to do great things together. So I appreciate you again, and let's go ahead and make something happen,
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.